The response to emergencies can be complex, involving many different organisations reacting to a rapidly developing situation. In that context, an incident log may seem like a trivial element, but it could prove your most vital tool. As the consequences of an emergency can be so severe, there will always be the possibility of an official investigation into its cause and circumstances. Evidence could be required for inquiries, tribunals, and civil, criminal, or regulatory proceedings. You may never have imagined being involved in one of these. But if you have a role in emergency planning, response, or recovery, the decisions and actions you take will make a difference. Which means you could be called as a witness, and the records you make at the time could be a primary source of evidence. Investigations often focus on the recording of information, especially key decisions. If this is not done appropriately, it can be difficult to prove that your decisions were reasoned, lawful, necessary, proportionate, and justifiable. There are many types of information which can be used as evidence, and your personal incident log is a crucial element. So, what should it look like? Your organisation may have its own log-keeping guidance that you should follow, but there are some general principles. Your log should provide an accurate picture of the information you had at the time, in order to portray the circumstances or context within which you acted. There are a number of do's and don'ts, all informed by the principle that your notes should be clear, intelligible, and accurate. For a handwritten log, use a hard-bound notebook with lines, margins, and numbered pages. Make entries in permanent ink. Record everything in chronological order and include dates and times. Draw a single line through any unused space. Correct any mistakes at the time by drawing a single line through the error, and add the correction immediately afterwards. If you find a mistake after intervening entries, add a new entry which describes the correction. Don't use individual pages or anything loose, like post-it notes. Don't leave blank spaces, and don't write between lines. Don't use correction fluid or try to overwrite the original text. And don't remove any pages or tear anything out. Keep your log secure. And make sure your records are kept in a retrievable format and to the correct retention period. It's vital that your log is written contemporaneously. This means immediately at the time or as soon as possible thereafter, and when the events are still fresh in your memory. In other words, at the first opportunity. The onus will be on you to prove that your notes were contemporaneous. You might be thinking, I don't have time to write things down. But by following these principles, you'll find that log keeping helps you to carefully consider the information you're presented with and to act appropriately. You're less likely to miss anything important. It will improve your decision-making. And it might prove a very good friend if you ever need to provide evidence.